I met a lot of quite concerned United fans. Only after 2 games, but you know, a few concerned United fans they're not saying Amorin out or nothing like that, but they're just getting a bit worried that with him personally, when is he going to start delivering? It is only the 2nd game. And then also I was looking online yesterday, and some of the you know what it's like after you know the drill. You know how these things work. When this one's the one that got me, right? Where somebody said Gary Neville at Valencia, 28 games, 11 losses. This is when he was manager, of course. 39 goals, 38 conceded. And then it says Ruben Amorin, right, at Man United, last 28 games, 14 losses, 30 goals, 45 goals conceded. I mean, it was a 1-1 draw yesterday. But now, it's Amorin's under a bit of pressure already. A 24.1% win rate he has in the Premier League so far. That's 7 wins in 29 games. And Opta Joe says the exact same percentage as Neil Warnock, right? When he won 27 out of 112 games. I love the way they manipulate some of these stats, right? Yeah, and he said he was twice relegated, so it's worrying. But listen, there was no fans saying to me they want him out or nothing like that. But there were a few fans starting to murmur and saying, getting a bit worried about him. Should they be worried, or is it,
I think collectively, there is always, you've had it with Arsenal, you had it with Arteta, the people who had the T-shirts, didn't they? So, look, there are fans that have made their mind up, and the modern way of supporting your club is that some people support themselves more than the club, and there was people who were hammering him out last season who've had to stay quiet for the summer, and now they're going to start gobbing up like wolf in sheep's clothing. I think it's a great point. I've seen the 28 games and all that, but the point for me is where's the cutoff? Are we going to carry last season into this season, or are we going to start afresh this season? Either way, it's disappointing, but we played well against Arsenal. Arsenal won the game. We didn't play that well against Fulham, and we didn't deserve to win the game. So you look at United and you go, well, look, everybody goes into the season with optimism, and that the shine's gone from the season. It was a reality bite yesterday. We didn't play well for a large portion of the game. And I felt at the end, it wouldn't have surprised me if Fulham had found a winner. I don't think they deserved to. I think the point was the right result. But United have got you can't finish 15th and then suddenly expect to be mixing it up with Arsenal and Spurs. We're not at that level. You look at the summers that Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City have had. Man United have gone into the season, and I said this yesterday, they're treating it every year. Man United treat August like a pre-season. It amazes me. We've got no goalkeeper. Midfielder is not there. And Šeško sat on the bench. I said this yesterday about Arteta. Gyökeres has had less of a pre-season than Šeško. I know he was at Arsenal longer, but he was sat on the beach. Šeško went back to Leipzig at the start of July. So he's had a pre-season. United decide not to, he's not quite ready. Arteta's gone, this is my striker. He might not be fully fit, but I'm going to put him up front because I know the pressure's on. We need the points. And I don't understand some of the decisions Amorin made yesterday. Bruno Fernandes is not a midfielder. Some of the subs were weird. But I also look at the team, and I said it in the middle of July when we were on tour. We're not, you can't go into a Premier League season with glaring issues like that. I mean, Arsenal exploited the corner issue. If you watched the game yesterday, we were very lucky not to concede from a corner multiple times. He's dreadful on corners. So, look, I did say it could be a bumpy ride in the first 5 because we had to play City and Chelsea. I'm looking at game 10 to 30 when all you lot start playing in Europe every week and we don't, when hopefully some of our players have settled. Whether United fans and the media have got the patience for that has always been my concern. And I can see that frustration coming out, which is fine. But, it just can't go to Amorim out. We can't do that again. We've got to weather the storm. And if we finish in the top 7 this season, it will be improvement. I don't want that, but Newcastle lost 12 games, Robbie, and they finished 5th. You're going to have bad results.
Yep, and you're right. Listen, it's only the 2nd game. And, going away to Fulham's not an easy game either. I mean, it's not a given that. It's not like I would hear it if it was Fulham at home, but going away to Fulham away, they're a good side. And they've got good players and a pretty settled side as well. So that was never going to be a really, really easy game. Bruno who's normally very reliable on penalties, skied. Actually, I think that penalty, the ball's in the Thames. What was he doing?
I think he was just rattled, but he said he was rattled by the referee. Well, he said the referee annoyed him because he didn't say sorry, but it wasn't the reason he missed it. I don't know. I don't know. I think all the Saudi talk again. I love Bruno, but for me, if he was at Arsenal, you know, he's got to sit on the bench, obviously, for Odegaard or play where Odegaard is. You wouldn't drop Subamendi or Rice for Bruno, and that's basically what we're doing. We're putting Bruno in Subamendi and Rice's position when he'd be in Odegaard's position. And, you know, he wouldn't start for Arsenal for me at the moment, but that's where he'd play in an Arsenal team, and we're playing him in the midfield. He loses Smith Rowe. He stands and watches him, and that's, you know, if that's Declan Rice, he's just going to run alongside him and block the shot. But he just watches him go. There are concerns about Amorin. I'm not going to lie. There are concerns. He's a fresh manager in a new league, and he might not work. But United can't keep sacking managers, and it's too early in the season anyway.
Too early. 1-1 Fulham versus Man United.